Greetings and salutations, all you people out there in FAF. I have a 1 versus 1 game for you today on the map Haven's Reef. This is an odd map, to say the least. It is symmetrical down the diagonal line with expansions on the side islands. There are some reclaim items there and up here next to the players' bases. I'm interested to see this replay. It is Crazed Chariot versus Voodoo. Crazed Chariot playing Cybran and Voodoo playing Aeon. Very high ranked matchup, and I'm hoping to see some interesting techniques used. Hopefully learn how to get a handle on this map. This is a difficult one to play. Alright, both players going first land and second air. Crazed Chariot going a little heavier on the power. And some manual reclaim going on for Voodoo and Crazed Chariot alike. Pop over here, that is looking to be about 1,000 reclaim in that little civilian base there. Voodoo has opted to send an Aurora around the top side and an Engineer straight for the southern island. That Aurora and Scout is going to be a nasty surprise for any Engineers that happen to be wandering around unprotected. That is going to be one major advantage for Aeon on this map. It's going to be hard to deny that Aurora spam out to the sides. Mantis coming up the center as a front guard just to protect the pass. Not really a whole lot of reclaim out here. Some trees. My, look at the sky. It sure is pretty tonight. The Mantis scuttling by. So there is opportunity for some land battle here, but it's mostly going to be on the side islands, I would think, because this is going to be incredibly easy to turtle up here. It's quite the narrow gap. I have never taken the time before to notice the detail put into the sky on FA. Apparently this planet has 2 moons, 3 moons. It's always incredible to see a game as old as Forged Alliance that is so good. Way ahead of its time as far as the game engine and the graphics goes. It's still a beautiful game to look at if you have a good graphics card and can turn your settings all the way up. Not very intensive though, surprisingly easy to pull that off. Jester out for Crazed Chariot, going to town, sniping off that Engineer, sniping off the tank that was protecting it, and now we have a drop coming down to place some Engineers. Gonna nab this reclaim, I think, and occupy the southern island. Voodoo did not send an Engineer to the north, only the tank to deny. He did succeed in denying the northern island, but now Crazed Chariot is going to be the only one pulling the extra economy. Probably going to see his reclaim numbers go up, topping 3,000. Voodoo still down on 2,200, not a big gap, but still something. Crazed Chariot is getting more than his money's worth out of this Jester. He is up to 8 kills right now. Denying the center, going up to 10 kills, gaining a vet. That might be its second vet. That is 2 vet, has 2 regen on it, and a lot of health. Voodoo is the first to get Navy out. Unfortunately, Crazed Chariot has 2 factories. By the time this sub gets up here, it is not going to be able to deny Navy. As before mentioned, Voodoo can sit in the security of his spawn and spam Auroras to go out and try to deal with these expansions. Crazed Chariot also taking the northern side. Voodoo's opted to send his ACU down. He knows he has to deny at least one of these islands if he's going to have any chance of winning this. A frigate out for him as well, but I don't think that is going to end well. A sub and a frigate out for Crazed Chariot, and the Aeon frigates do not have anti-air. So a couple of jesters, and that is going to be GG on that frigate. That hero jester down here, still going to town. 14 kills. Pulled another vet, 15. That is going to be a 4 vet, 3 vet. Oh, it finally died. So sad to see. He earns the merit badge because he survived the longest. Voodoo finally getting a toehold into this southern expansion, but unfortunately, the north was taken by Crazed Chariot. He's pulling a whopping 51 mass at the moment, as opposed to Voodoo's 29. Going to see a little bit of a shift there, but not extremely early. Got a couple of T2 mechs, 3 T2 mechs for Crazed Chariot, 2 for Voodoo. Unfortunately for the Aeon player, Auroras going out unprotected across the water are going to be susceptible to the jesters. And since the frigates do not have anti-air, that kind of throws a kink in the works. I know Aeon is extremely strong on small maps with water, but this map, I believe, is a 10K. It's just big enough that the travel time is too long for the Auroras. I don't think I've ever seen a water map that it appears Aeon is at a disadvantage on, but I think it's just the very solid gameplay coming from Crazed Chariot. He has gone T2 using his superior eco, throwing up that T2 factory and getting a Salem out. That is going to be extremely difficult for Voodoo to deny. He is in danger of losing his economy now. If this Salem can make it to the back, that is going to be bad news. Building a destroyer now. Voodoo dropping out a sub hunter first, and that is going to be a close one. I don't know if he's going to be able to deny this. Running his ACU back, but we now have 2 Salems out. Crazed Chariot knows that this is the key to winning this game quickly, and he has all of the engineers that he can possibly build assisting that. He has hard mass crash, but he doesn't care. Any reclaim is going to that factory. He needs those Salems out ASAP. This is such a small landmass here. Crazed Chariot is going to be able to cover nearly the whole thing if he can get some radar coverage over there. Perhaps a cruiser or a good scouting. That is going to work wonders for him. Salem's able to reach up onto the land, now dealing with the southern expansion. I think this is an excellent showcase of why Cybern is so strong early game. They have the good, solid, fast T1 units. They have the Jester, which is kind of a toss-up. If it's used well and the other player isn't able to deny it, it's one of the strongest T1 air units. But then again, it costs quite a bit, and if you don't have the interceptors to back it up, they fail very hard and can be pretty taxing on your eco. Crazed Chariot using them very well. Getting the veterancy on them, using them to deny the expansions. Voodoo has once again lost his southern island. He's down to 27 mass income, only 2 sub hunters. He was building a cruiser. I'm not sure why he was doing that. But we are now up to 5 Salems. That is going to be game over. Cybern T2 Navy, arguably the strongest. Voodoo has been totally shut down by Crazed Chariot. That is some impressive play. I know sometimes these games where it's a little one-sided, sometimes they can be boring, But I actually enjoyed this game. I was trying to get a learning experience out of this, and I actually learned a lot from this game. There goes Voodoo. For anyone who is frustrated with dealing with the Aeon floaty units, that is how it's done. Good game, Crazed Chariot. Just brilliant gameplay. I am glad I watched this, and thank you guys for tuning in to watch.